Imagine this. You're standing somewhere, maybe you can hear the Caribbean breeze, and there are these whispers of ancient Mayan culture all around you. Then you turn a corner, and bam, you're on this bustling street, packed with people, shops, music, just steps away from a beautiful beach. Now picture this. Just a few decades ago, that exact spot, it was basically just a sleepy little fishing village. Hard to believe, right? But that quiet spot has exploded. It's transformed into one of the most dynamic, seriously fast-growing destinations on the entire planet. Millions of visitors, huge international investment. That, everyone, is the incredible story of Playa del Carmen today. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Today, our mission is, well, it's to get past those glossy travel photos. We've gathered a ton of sources, really comprehensive articles, some cutting-edge research, plus our own notes from being there to explore exactly how Playa del Carmen pulled off this amazing transformation. Because it's way more than just a pretty beach town. It's strategically vital, it's expanding like crazy, and it truly is the heart of the Riviera Maya.
And that's what we're here to unpack for you. We want to give you insights that, go beyond the surface level. We'll carefully look at not just what changed in Playa del Carmen, but maybe more importantly, why those changes are so significant, why they matter for tourism globally, for investment flowing in, and crucially for the local communities living there. You'll see how it all weaves together, the infrastructure, the amazing natural beauty, the culture, and this forward-thinking economic vision that really fueled it all.
Okay, so what's on the agenda for this journey? We'll look at Playa's incredible connectivity, how easy it is to get there now. It's got this unique mix of accessible options, but also real luxury. We'll talk about the world-class attractions, sustainable theme parks, those mystical cenotes, you name it. Then there's the iconic Fifth Avenue, that vibrant energy, and a surprisingly sophisticated food scene that's even getting global awards now. And all of this builds up to why it's become such a hot spot for investment.
Yeah, by the end of this, you'll really have a shortcut to understanding this whole growth story, Seeing the dynamics shaping global travel, shaping real estate. It's a prime example of how vision plus smart development can turn a small village into, a global player. Let's dive in.
Right. So when we talk about this incredible change in Playa del Carmen, we absolutely have to start with connectivity. It's fundamental. It's the lifeblood, really, for any destination wanting to play on the world stage. And Playa has just plugged itself in a really almost shocking way. And the first piece of that puzzle has to be the airports. It's become a real powerhouse.
That's the perfect place to begin. The Cancun International Airport, CUN, as everyone knows, it isn't just an airport. It is, without question, the main gateway for this whole region. It holds the title of the second most important, second busiest airport in all of Mexico.
Yeah.
That alone tells you the sheer volume of people passing through. If you've flown in recently, you've felt it.
Oh, you definitely have. Our sources describe it so well, saying things like, you can't even get through, you're in the waiting area, and obviously there's no place to sit, right? There's just no way.
Yeah.
And that's not hyperbole. It's just the reality of the overwhelming demand day in, day out. You see the expansion happening constantly, 4 terminals humming with activity, and they're building a 5th right now.
Right.
Just trying to keep up with this massive flow of people from all over the world. And that volume, it creates this huge economic ripple effect. You see it everywhere. Tour operators, little artisan shops popping up, training programs, thousands of jobs.
Its importance really can't be overstated. It's the primary gateway for international travelers, especially coming from North America and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one whole terminal is dedicated just to international flights, which helps streamline things a bit. And when you hear figures like over 2 million visitors during high seasons coming just through CUN, you grasp the scale of the economic injection that provides. It fuels growth everywhere.
But interestingly, CUN isn't the whole story anymore. And this is where Playa del Carmen's location gets really strategic. Just a couple of years back, a completely new international airport opened up shop, Tulum's Felipe Carrillo Puerto International Airport.
Yes, and its location is absolutely key. With Tulum's airport now operational, Playa del Carmen finds itself literally positioned smack dab in the middle of 2 major international airports. Think about it. You're roughly 50 kilometers, maybe 31 miles from Cancun Airport to your north, and then about 76 kilometers or 47 miles from the new Tulum Airport to your south.
Wow, right in the middle.
Exactly. This dual airport access fundamentally changes Playa's role. It becomes this strategic city in the Riviera Maya. It makes travel smoother, less friction for visitors heading south, but still easy access to Cancun's offerings and for investors. It broadens their market reach, makes it super convenient, whether their clients want the buzz up north or the chic vibe down south.
And it doesn't stop there. As if two international airports weren't enough proof of this connectivity boom, we often forget about a third crucial point, which adds another layer. Cozumel International Airport. It's on the island, just a quick ferry ride away.
That's a really good point to bring up. Yes, it involves a ferry, but Cozumel brings in a significant number of direct flights itself, primarily from the U.S. and Canada, plus some key domestic flights within Mexico. It acts as another important entry point, especially maybe for divers, cruise passengers, or people wanting that island feel before hitting the mainland. So you've got this multi-pronged air access. It makes the whole tourism infrastructure incredibly robust, very resilient.
Okay, so we've got the air covered, but then there's another huge piece, something relatively new that's really changing the game on the ground. I'm talking about the Tren Maya, the Mayan train. It just recently opened, and it adds this whole other dimension of connectivity for Playa del Carmen. It feels like a real game changer.
Oh, absolutely. Its impact is designed to be really multifaceted. It benefits tourists, residents, and investors. For tourists, it's not just cheaper sometimes, it's convenient. It links the big hubs, Cancun, Playa, Tulum, but also connects them to smaller, culturally rich towns inland. So suddenly you can plan these multi-stop trips without needing a rental car or juggling bus schedules.
Right.
This is expected to really boost weekend tourism, shorter stays, because it opens up areas that were harder to reach before. People can explore deeper into the peninsula.
And it's not just about tourists getting around easier. It also means, like you said, better commutes, better transportation for the thousands who live and work there. Think about it. Someone might not be able to afford rent in Playa, but now they could potentially live in a nearby town, maybe Leona Vicaria or Shimuel, commute in for work on the train and head home at night.
Exactly.
That supports a wider workforce and makes things maybe a bit more equitable.
Absolutely. And from an investment angle, the train literally opens up new areas for investment all along its route across the region. Plus, there's a strong belief it will increase the length of stays for tourists. Why? Because now it's easier to explore new areas focusing on Mayan culture, archaeological sites, yes, but also contemporary communities. It encourages a deeper dive, a richer cultural immersion, and importantly, it spreads the economic benefits. Those previously maybe forgotten little towns along the train line get a piece of the tourism pie. New opportunities for local shops, artisans.
Okay, let's step back and connect these dots. What we're seeing here in Playa del Carmen is this fully integrated mobility network taking shape, mobility, access. It's always been key for any successful destination, right? And now Playa has not one, but two international airports close by, a modern train line slicing through, and a very, very safe highway linking everything up. It's like a perfect triangle of access.
Precisely. This integrated system gives it a unique advantage. Very few places can match this level of combined access. It makes Playa del Carmen more connected than ever, not just within the region, but globally. It cements its position as that strategic hub for the whole Riviera Maya. So the growth we're expecting, it's not just growth, it's likely to be exponential in the coming years, really driven by this strong foundation.
Yeah.
That kind of seamless accessibility is like a magnet for tourists and for investment. It really reinforces its dynamic, future-focused image.
So this amazing connectivity isn't just about making it easy to get there. It's about what that access unlocks. It really solidifies Playa del Carmen's role, as you called it, the versatile heart of the Riviera Maya. It's not just a stopover, it's the core.
That's exactly it, because it's literally the heart of the Riviera Maya, geographically speaking. It has this incredibly privileged spot. It sits almost perfectly in the middle. You've got the high energy of Cancun up north, the more bohemian vibe of Tulum down south. And Playa is about 50 minutes drive from each. That central spot isn't just about miles. It's fundamental to why it appeals to so many different people. It's the perfect launch pad.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. That central location lets Playa offer this incredibly complete, diverse package. Whatever you're looking for, it's probably here. You've got history literally woven into the city. You can see ruins even in residential areas. You can see ruins on Fifth Avenue. They're not just fenced-off sites miles away. They're right there. Little altars and parks, remnants tucked between modern buildings. Then there's the amazing nature we'll get into, a super vibrant culture, that diverse food scene, and just non-stop options for fun or relaxation. It's like a mini version of everything the region offers, all in one place.
And that variety leads directly to another really unique, compelling thing about Playa.
Yeah.
It somehow manages to cater to every wallet. It's pretty remarkable, actually, how wide the spectrum of tourism is. It makes it feel welcoming to basically everyone.
Just think about the range, right? You could have a recent college grad, maybe it's their first big trip after getting a job. They scrape together enough for a flight to Playa. They might stay in a nice clean hostel, hit the free public beaches, eat amazing cheap street tacos, maybe swim in an open cenote that doesn't cost much.
Right.
They have an incredible time, make memories, all on a budget. But then, walking down the same street, you'll see a high-flying businessman from the US or Europe. Maybe they're on a luxury retreat, wanting that exclusive beachfront 5-star resort experience with gourmet meals and private boat trips. Playa offers that too.
And that's exactly its unique appeal, and frankly, its resilience. Regardless of your budget, it feels like there's a type of tourism for every wallet here in the Riviera Maya. This broad appeal helps keep visitor numbers steady and supports that sustained growth. It's not just banking on one type of traveler whose spending might fluctuate.
Good point.
It's built to welcome everyone, which fosters that really vibrant, diverse feel you get there.
And tied into that tourism for every wallet idea is this really fascinating local price dynamic you find in Playa. It's different from some other spots in the region where maybe everything feels geared towards international tourists and prices are uniformly high. Playa has this interesting blend.
That's a critical difference. Yes, you can absolutely find very high-end, expensive things, fancy restaurants, craft cocktails, designer shops, exclusive tours. But just a few blocks off the main tourist drag, you can easily find what the locals call for locals places. And these spots offer infinitely more accessible prices without sacrificing quality.
Yeah.
Amazing little taqueria serving authentic food for a fraction of the tourist price, or small family-run places with traditional Yucatecan dishes.
Yeah, those hidden gems.
Exactly. That duality is a really distinct and, frankly, cherished part of Playa's character.
I remember years ago when I first visited, there was this quirky system that really showed this dynamic too. Many restaurants used to have 2 different menus.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
With 2 different price points, either in dollars or pesos, or maybe it changed depending on the season.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the waiters would kind of quietly offer to exchange your dollars for pesos so you could pay the peso menu price, because it usually ended up being way cheaper. It was a unique part of the experience.
It really speaks to how quickly the place evolved, kind of organically, trying to balance local life with this booming international tourism.
Yeah.
Now, those specific dual menus, maybe not as common anymore, but the idea evolved into different kinds of local discounts. Yeah. Originally, the deal was if you were officially a resident of Quintana Roo State, you showed your ID, you got a discount maybe 10%, sometimes more, on tours, restaurants, park entries.
But even that system has gotten super specific now. It's kind of wild. In some places nearby, like Cancun or Isla Mujeres, it's not enough just to be a Quintana Roo resident anymore. Your ID has to show you live in that specific town.
Right.
So if your ID isn't from Cancun, you might not get the Cancun discount in Cancun. On Isla Mujeres, you pretty much have to be from Isla Mujeres.
Very granular now.
Yeah, really targeted to benefit the immediate local residents.
Indeed. And while some smaller independent places in Playa might still give you a little discount if you just ask nicely, this overall pricing structure, where you can easily find both luxury and high-quality affordable options side by side, really contributes to Playa's broad appeal and its unique identity. It definitely sets it apart from other nearby destinations that might feel more uniformly expensive. It helps keep it accessible, keeps it welcoming to a wider range of people, both visitors and residents. That blend is a big reason why Playa keeps thriving and has such a strong local community feeling alongside the tourism boom.
This mix of accessibility and diverse offerings, it leads us perfectly into talking about the attractions themselves. The really unique, unforgettable things that define Playa del Carmen. Because this place offers a world of things to do that goes way beyond just gorgeous beaches and blue water.
Absolutely. The region has this incredibly rich tapestry of attractions. You've got pioneering, sustainable theme parks. You've got these mystical natural wonders, a social scene that's always buzzing and changing, and of course that iconic pedestrian avenue that's like the city's heartbeat. Each one offers something different, and together they create Playa's multifaceted charm.
Let's kick off with something truly visionary, something that has fundamentally shaped entertainment in the whole Riviera Maya. The Xcaret group. This isn't just a bunch of theme parks. It's like a leader in sustainable fun, a model for doing tourism right. Sources say they have almost 10 parks now, us strategically located just minutes from downtown Playa, right there on the coast.
And the variety within those parks is just astounding. They really cover all bases, every age group, every interest. You have Xcaret Park itself, the original, very family-focused, offering this great mix of Mexican culture, nature, spectacular shows, and that night show is famous.
Yeah.
Then there's Elha, which is this incredible natural water park, great for snorkeling, floating down lazy rivers, exploring lagoons. For the adrenaline junkies, Explore has zip lines over the jungle canopy, amphibious vehicles you can drive, swimming through underground rivers.
Sounds intense.
It is. And then there's Rio Secreto. That's an experience unlike any other, exploring this stunning underground river and cave system. It's associated with National Geographic, this massive cave network, almost 50 kilometers, like 31 miles, and it's right near the edge of the city. It gives you this intimate look at the geology.
What's truly amazing and what really makes Xcaret stand out is the person behind it all, the vision. Miguel Quintana Pali, the founder, who apparently used to joke that only governments and crazy people build parks.
Oh, yes, that's his famous line.
His foresight, his audacity really, has turned Xcaret into a massive economic engine for the entire region. What was it about his vision specifically, beyond just building parks, that made it so powerful?
That's a great question. His vision wasn't just about building attractions in isolation. It was about weaving them into the natural and cultural fabric so deeply that they created this self-sustaining ecosystem for development. For example, really early on, he bought up huge amounts of land, not just for the parks, but strategically to protect the surrounding jungle and the cenote. Very smart. That protected the long-term environmental quality of the experience, which in turn attracted tourists who valued that.
Right.
It kind of set the standard for responsible tourism there. Plus, Xcaret invests heavily in the community, employing thousands of locals, training them, sourcing locally. It creates this deep economic ripple far beyond just the park gates.
It really strikes me, the Xcaret model, it feels like Playa's version of Disney, maybe, but so focused on nature and authentic culture. How would you compare its approach, especially on sustainability, to a more traditional theme park?
That's a key difference. These parks are certified sustainable parks. They have a real, measurable focus on minimizing environmental impact, unlike, say, a traditional park in the U.S., where they might clear huge areas and build everything from scratch, totally reshaping the land. Xcaret's whole philosophy is about an adventure in the jungle. The idea is to integrate with nature, make the environment part of the park, not something to pave over.
Right.
They recycle water, protect native plants and animals. They even have breeding programs for endangered species like scarlet macaws.
Yeah.
It's this unique blend of culture, nature, adventure, proving large-scale tourism can work with conservation.
And it's fascinating that the land Xcaret sits on was originally a Mayan community, right? A historical port.
Yes.
There's that famous ruin, the Blue House, which was apparently a spiritual jumping-off point for ancient Mayan sea voyages.
That's correct.
The layers of history there are just incredible. No wonder Xcaret is seen as this model company globally for sustainable tourism.
It really is. It's become a benchmark for how you can leverage heritage and ecology for economic development, but do it responsibly.
But the region's wonders aren't just man-made, even sustainably made ones. Playa and the Riviera Maya are famous for these completely unique natural formations, the cenotes.
Ah, yes, the cenotes. They are truly stunning and spiritually very powerful places. Essentially, they're spots where the limestone bedrock has collapsed, revealing these vast underground river systems filled with crystal clear fresh water. Estimates suggest there are 4,000 to 5,000 cenotes just in the Yucatan Peninsula. Many are still hidden, undiscovered. It's this secret, interconnected water world beneath the jungle.
Wow, 4,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, it's incredible. They offer these unique underground freshwater rivers, cool water, proving Playa is way more than just beach and sand. It's a portal to another realm, almost.
And they're not all the same, right? There's a lot of variety in the experience.
Definitely. You have open cenotes, which are like natural swimming pools open to the sky. They get more sunlight, so you see amazing biodiversity fish, turtles, lush plants around the edges. They feel like jungle oases, perfect for spending a day swimming and relaxing. Then you have the closed cenotes. These are more cavernous underground chambers. The experience there is more mysterious, exploring stalactites, stalagmites, swimming in these echoing, crystal clear pools. Very different vibe.
What's great is how close they are. You don't need a massive expedition to see them.
Exactly. Many are right near Playa, especially in the Echando area just west of the main town, or just a short drive away, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, tops. So they're perfect for a half-day trip. You can easily escape into this serene natural beauty without spending hours traveling.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. The Mayan spiritual connection.
Ah, yes. Profoundly important.
For the ancient Mayans, cenotes weren't just water sources, they were sacred. Believed to be the gateway to the underworld, Xibalba, they called it.
Correct. Xibalba.
They were deeply spiritual sites, used for ritual, ceremonies, making offerings. They represented this union between two worlds, the world of the living and the realm of gods and ancestors. Knowing that just adds this incredible layer of depth and mystery when you visit one. It transforms a swim into something much more profound, a connection to ancient beliefs.
Absolutely. It's not just a pretty swimming spot. It's touching a living piece of cosmology.
Okay, moving from nature and history to the social pulse of Playa, the beach clubs. They're such a central part of the fun, the vibe, the place to disconnect and kick back.
They really are. Beach clubs typically offer everything you need for a full day by the sea. Easy ocean access, usually nice pools too, plenty of food and drinks, music, often live DJs, and just this great, relaxed but lively atmosphere. And the way most of them work economically is pretty smart. You usually pay an entrance fee or a minimum consumption fee.
Right, the cover charge.
Exactly. But that fee often gets credited back to you to spend on food and drinks. So it ends up being a pretty cost-effective way to hang out on prime beachfront all day with chairs, umbrellas, service, the whole 9 yards.
And Playa has some truly legendary beach clubs. Everyone knows Mamita's Beach Club. It's iconic. But the story behind the name is kind of surprising. Our sources say it's named after the owner's grandmother's nickname, Mamita.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Not what most people assume.
Not Mamacitas. A sweet little piece of local history there. Then there's Coralina Beach Club, which became instantly famous, or maybe infamous after that Lady Coralina incident went viral. Really shows this sometimes wild side of Playa's party scene.
And you've got long-standing places like Martina Beach Club and Mandarino Beach Club that are still major players, known for their big parties and great locations. They consistently draw crowds.
But one that seems to be really evolving and trying to appeal broadly right now is Fragata Beach Club. They're aiming for all audiences, offering this really diverse schedule. Like, they have bachata classes, ladies' nights, these trendy ice bath immersions.
Oh, wow. Ice baths.
Yeah. And morning yoga, all alongside really good food and drinks. It shows how these clubs aren't just static party spots. They adapt, they offer wellness, different kinds of experiences. They really contribute to that dynamic, diverse social feel of Playa.
It highlights that local entrepreneurial spirit, always innovating to capture different segments of the visitor market.
Now, we absolutely, positively cannot talk about Playa del Carmen without dedicating serious time to its pulsating heart, its soul, Fifth Avenue, La Quinta Avenida.
You really can't. It's the lifeline. It's about 5 kilometers, roughly 3 miles long, and the key thing is it's almost entirely pedestrian, and it runs perfectly parallel to the beach. The city planning was quite clever. All roads in Playa del Carmen lead you to the beach. Fifth Avenue is just 100 meters, about 330 feet, back from the sand. So you can effortlessly stroll between beach relaxation and the buzz of the avenue. That transition is seamless.
It's so much more than just a shopping street, though. You described it as a microcosm of experiences, with different microspots and microclimates catering to all tastes. What does that actually feel like when you're walking it?
It means that along those 50-odd blocks, the vibe changes distinctly. One section might be quieter, more bohemian, filled with little artisan boutiques, local craft shops. Then you walk a bit further, and the energy ramps up. You hit the big international brands, buzzing bars, maybe more upscale restaurants. Further still, you might find more family-oriented places, or even surprisingly calm stretches with lush little gardens. There are zones perfect for just sitting at a cafe and people watching, areas for serious retail therapy, local and global, and just an incredible range of places to eat and drink. Every few blocks, it feels a little different, offers something new.
Yeah, the food scene just on Fifth Avenue alone is mind-blowing. You can grab a marquesita, that crispy crepe thing from a street cart for next to nothing. Or you can sit down for a super sophisticated multi-course meal at a high-end restaurant. You've got quiet romantic spots. And then you've got places with live bands, dancing, people bringing out birthday cakes with sparklers. That variety is maybe its greatest strength. Always something for whatever mood you're in.
And it really functions as the city's main social plaza. It's where people gather for big celebrations, kind of like the Obelisco in Buenos Aires, apparently.
Yeah.
It's just alive constantly, from early morning coffee seekers right through to the late night revelers. Locals, tourists, everyone mixes there.
What makes it so usable, I think, is that walkability. Being almost entirely pedestrian means you really don't need a car once you're in Playa. You can just wander those 50 blocks, pop into shops, grab a drink, have dinner, maybe wander down a side street that leads directly to a beach club right on the sand.
Yeah, some connect right through.
It encourages this relaxed, immersive, car-free experience. You just soak it all in at your own pace.
Okay, so moving beyond the main drags and the big attractions, Playa's food scene in general deserves its own spotlight. It's become truly impressive, another major draw.
Absolutely right. It's not just concentrated on Fifth Avenue anymore. You find incredible restaurants tucked away in unique, really captivating settings. Imagine dining inside a natural cave surrounded by ancient rock formations. There are places like that. Or even, astonishingly, restaurants built inside a cenote. The ambiance is just unparalleled, totally mystical. And the food itself. High-level international cuisine, yes, incredible fresh seafood, as you'd expect by the coast, but also, crucially, fantastic regional Mayan and Yucatecan food that gives you a real taste of the local culture.
Okay, you mentioned regional Mayan or Yucatecan food. Give us a couple of must-try dishes if someone visits. What should be on their list?
Oh, definitely. You absolutely have to try cochinita pibil. It's slow-roasted pork, marinated in a jute paste and sour orange juice, wrapped in banana leaves, traditionally cooked underground in a pit oven or pib, served with pickled red onions. It's incredible.
Sounds amazing.
Then there are papadzules. These are unique corn tortillas dipped in a creamy pumpkin seed sauce filled with chopped hard-boiled eggs, sometimes topped with a tomato sauce. Very distinct flavor. For something lighter, sopa de lima lime soup. It's a tangy chicken broth with shredded chicken, crispy tortilla strips, and that unmistakable lime kick. So refreshing. And maybe for a street food snack, especially on Fifth Avenue, grab a marquesita. It's that thin, crispy rolled crepe, usually filled with Edam cheese. That salty-sweet combo is key, but you can get it with Nutella or cajeta, too. These dishes really show the amazing blend of indigenous ingredients and Spanish influences in Yucatecan cooking.
And all this culinary development leads us to something huge, a real badge of honor for the region, Michelin Guide recognition. That's massive. The Riviera Maya, including Playa, snagged 3 Michelin stars just this year. It is massive, and what's truly fascinating is how fast this happened. Playa isn't Paris or Rome or even Mexico City with its deep culinary traditions. It's a relatively new destination. So for it to gain Michelin stars already really highlights that exponential growth we keep talking about. It shows its ability to cater to a very sophisticated, high-end market. It's especially impressive when you remember the area's only really been developing for less than 50 years, and Playa itself maybe 30. Yet here we are with world-class dining. It often involves using amazing local ingredients, blending Mayan traditions with modern international techniques. It's also a sign of serious investment in culinary talent, bringing in top chefs who then train and inspire locals.
And the specific restaurants that got the stars, there's Ha, located in one of the Xcaret hotels, known for its elegant take on Mexican food. There's Cocina de Autor at the Grand Velas Resort, famous for its artistic tasting menus. And Le Chic, which is technically in Puerto Morelos, just north of Playa, helmed by the amazing chef Jonathan Gomez Luna. It's renowned for really avant-garde experimental stuff.
That kind of recognition truly elevates Playa beyond just sun and sand. It makes it a serious foodie destination.
Okay, so we've covered connectivity, attractions, culture, food. Let's wrap up by looking at the final huge piece of the puzzle, the real estate boom. This isn't just a side effect. It's become a major attraction in itself for investors. It clearly shows Playa offers way more than just a vacation. It's a place people see a future in.
Indeed. And the growth here is being driven by a powerful mix of factors. You've got massive domestic investment, both private developers and public projects like the Tren Maya we discussed. That's huge. But equally important, maybe even more so in recent years, is the flood of foreign investment.
Where's that coming from mainly?
Primarily North America, lots of Americans and Canadians buying second homes, vacation rentals for income, or places to retire, but also a very significant amount from Europe, particularly Spain, due to cultural links and seeing strong potential returns.
And you see the physical evidence everywhere, don't you? Non-stop construction.
Everywhere.
Innovative residential projects, luxury resorts going up, championship golf courses being carved out, new shopping centers appearing along the highway and spreading inland. It reflects the population boom, too. Playa del Carmen now has over 300,000 permanent residents. That's a huge number for a place that was tiny not long ago.
Astonishing growth.
And on top of that, it hosts more than 2 million visitors during high seasons. That creates this constant, massive demand for places to stay, things to do, services.
And if we put this into perspective, Playa is still, relatively speaking, a very young destination, only about 30 years into its major growth spurt. So even though real estate values have appreciated significantly already, the consensus among experts is that it's really just getting started.
Still has room to grow.
Absolutely. The global market is hungry for exactly what Playa offers, that blend of lifestyle, nature, accessibility, and investment potential. All signs point to many more years of appreciation and sustained growth. But, like the vision needed for Xcaret, successful investment here requires foresight, understanding the long-term trends. The fact that it consistently attracts national, state, and significant foreign investment, that's a very strong signal about its robust and promising future.
So the why behind Playa's explosion seems much clearer now. It's not just luck. It's this deliberate combination of strategic vision, leveraging incredible natural gifts, and fostering this really dynamic mix of culture, business, and just unbeatable access. It really is a compelling story of modern development.
Wow, what an incredible journey we've taken today, really digging into Playa del Carmen's journey from that quiet fishing village to this global powerhouse. We've seen how all the pieces fit together, that amazing connectivity, the sheer diversity of attractions for everyone, the vibrant culture, the smart investment, that award-winning food scene. It all intertwines to create something truly unique, resilient, and globally significant.
It's such a powerful, living case study. It shows how everything intertwines history, Mayan culture, smart, visionary investment, and irreplaceable nature to transform a place. You can really see the impact of strategic vision. And like we discussed, the potential for continued growth and appreciation. It feels immense. It's a fascinating model for development, really. So, as you, our listener, think about everything we've discussed today, here's a final thought to chew on.
Given this incredibly rapid, multifaceted growth fueled by both big investment and this deep connection to its natural and cultural roots, what lessons can we learn from Playa del Carmen's transformation? What does it tell us about sustainable development and what global tourism might look like in the 21st century? Lots to consider there.
And we're definitely not done with this topic. In our very next deep dive, we're going to zoom in specifically on Playa del Carmen as a real estate investment opportunity. We'll get into the nitty-gritty, appreciation trends, potential return on investment, key factors to consider if you're thinking about buying property there. And also, keep an eye out, everyone. We're launching a brand new digital newsletter very soon. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration today. This was The Deep Dive, where we aim to bring you valuable information to help you make informed decisions, especially when it comes to real estate. Because remember, it's those well-informed choices that truly help you put down strong roots.